Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Game on Cloud 9 here, and this is a Bleach Manga 490 prediction. This week's chapter was great. Not any complaints from me. Overall, I actually have really been enjoying how Kubo has been doing these chapters the last couple weeks because he's been putting plenty of content in it. That was my big thing in the last arc. I felt like it was a little, the chapters were a little skimpy and they went by way too fast and too many big panels and all that. But he's pacing these chapters pretty well. There's a lot more content than he did in the last arc in each chapter, so not any complaints there. Especially this week with the chapter, we found out what Miuri's division has done in Soul Society in the Rukongai district, because Kira and the other lieutenants were kind of thinking about as far as the different incidents and what the Vanderish has done, and we found out that the incident where the civilians were getting killed off was Miuri's doing, because in order to keep the balance of course, Soul Society, Human World, etc., he had to go ahead and kill off some humans to compensate for the hollows that were being destroyed. So he wouldn't, I guess, reported it to Yamamoto, and Yamamoto kind of was like, Miuri, why didn't you go ahead and tell me, or ask me for permission, I would have given it to you. And he was just like, I didn't have enough time. And he's like, well, if you would have been faster, then there would have been no problem. And Miuri was just like, no, this is all your fault. I told you about this back when Uryu Ishida entered the Soul Society. And, if you would have just killed that one man, this would have all never happened, which is probably the thing that just made the chapter for me. Finding out this Vanderish leader, to me, now his importance is increasing, because that was the only thing I was kind of scared about. This arc was seeming good, but I just wanted this villain to really have a connection to Soul Society, not just like, they pissed me off because Hollow did whatever. I mean, I wanted to be, something that went way back. Something that, could possibly even have connections to Aizen in some way. I mean, even though it doesn't have connections to Aizen, it has, I'm like, this Vanderish leader, we know he has connections to Yamamoto, and it also says something about his power, because if this leader has been around for that long, and not just because he's the final villain that he would be powerful, but since he has been around since like the days, like 1,000 years ago, then I'm pretty sure that he's probably at Yamamoto's status as far as power, and I'm like, I'm just looking forward to seeing more of what he can do. I mean, of course, we won't really probably see him in action to probably the late part of the arc, or maybe towards the middle. But he's getting, to me, this new villain is actually, to me, I'm like, okay, he has more potential. He seems like maybe he could be kind of like an Aizen as far as power levels, except, maybe not playing those mind games. He's a straightforward villain, which is also pretty good, because Aizen played mind games a lot, but then to me, it was also made it really hard as far as anybody to really put up a good fight, which was the only kind of problem I had with Aizen. You didn't really get good fights from him and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you just kind of cut people down. So, yeah, man, Yamamoto and the Vanderish leader, we know that's going to happen. That's probably the fight he'll go Bankai, especially since Miuri just mentioned that he failed to kill that one man. So he's probably going to go ahead and try to do that, especially since he lost his lieutenant. Of course, earlier on in the chapter, we also saw Ichigo getting ready to fight Kurige Oppi. His men attacked him and started firing their little arrows at him, and Ichigo was trying to figure out if they were really Quincy's or not, because he noticed, okay, they're not using Shunpo, they're not using Sonito, and they're not using the Fullbring, so what are they using? And then he realized, okay, they're using, I think it's called Hiranyaku. I'm like, that's the Quincy's move. That's their type of flash step, Sonito, or Fullbring step, if you would. So, yeah, I mean, Ichigo getting ready to fight Kurige Oppi. Apparently, he must be pretty powerful, since the Vanderish leader did say that, this is a good opportunity for them to go ahead and invade Soul Society. And, Ichigo is being occupied, and I guess Kurige Oppi may be able to mess up Ichigo a little bit. And it kind of makes me think, when he talked about Ichigo being a special weapon, it kind of made me think, okay, what are they really going to do with him? Like, what makes Ichigo so special? I think that's why Ichigo's past is so important. And I can't wait to really get some background. I'm pretty sure Ichigo's past, and Ishin, of course, since Ishin is Ichigo's father, that's probably when we'll find out about Ishin. how he became a Shinigami. Was he always a Shinigami? Well, obviously he couldn't have been what do they call the substitute Shinigami, because that would have been mentioned, and Genjo was the first one. So yeah, he's not a substitute Shinigami, but how he ended up coming to the human world, I just really want Kubo to cover that. So I'm pretty sure we'll get that maybe a little bit later on, probably towards the middle of the arc. But I'm just wondering how Uryu is gonna react when he finds out what's going on, when Ichigo comes back to the human world and says, "Hey, I just got attacked by a bunch of Quincy's." So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to see Uryu's reaction. I can actually see Uryu end up changing sides at some point in this arc, at least temporarily. I don't think he'll stay that way, but you know, we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I think next week is Golden Week, so I believe a Bleach chapter will not be coming out next week. I think it'll be the week after. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all I want to mention. Yeah, pretty much. So thanks for watching, and see you later.